Okay, so excited today to have the one and only Kiefer and Shauna Thompson Square on the show with me today. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're
We're
awesome.
good, man.
Thanks for having
Awesome.
us.
Well, thank you, thank you. So, you guys are making a comeback, right? So, the big one, of course, the billion streams, right? Of course, are you going to kiss me or not? Right, the big one that everybody talks about all the time, and we still
Yeah.
play in regular rotation every single day. Uh,
Thank
you know,
you.
talk about that song a little bit because that song went number one, platinum, everything. So, tell me a little bit about that.
That song came to us, after we got a record deal. An album that I'd produced on us. I made the entire album for about $3,000,
Wow.
and that record got us a record deal, and which that's a pretty good investment. I had a lot of friends that played on it for like $25 a piece. I mean, we didn't have any money at the time, and stuff. So it was a labor of love, and I had a lot of friends that contributed to that project. But we had a showcase and we got signed based on that record, and then just a few short months later, a girl named Tina Crawford played us this song called "Are You Going to Kiss Me or Not?" And we were like, "Man, that's a monster." We think that's a really
Mhm.
big song. And at the time, there was a song called "Let's Fight" that me and Kit Moore wrote. And at the time, me and Kit were writing about 3 or 4 days a week for about 3 or 4 years, and that was going to be the lead single, and it was. And we went out to Vegas for the ACM Awards or something, and we had a big party at the MGM in a big suite that we had, and
Mhm.
man, it was just packed full of people, and they all
It's like a
came out.
showcase
It was
kind
like
of
a
thing for
showcase,
radio.
and we played "Let's Fight," and everybody's like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be a hit. It's gonna be a hit." And then we followed "Let's Fight" with "Are You Gonna Kiss Me or Not?" And everyone was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" what
Back
what the
up.
hell is that? And they were like, hey, we will a lot of radio stations, well, I think all of them said, hey, we've added "Let's Fight," but if you'll give us this one, we think this is a career song for you, and we'll just swap the songs and you won't lose anything. So we all talked about it, and we thought that was the best move, and turns out it was. It ended up being the biggest, most played song of the year in 2011, and
Mhm.
since then it's gone double platinum. It was the number four song of the decade. And man, I tell you, they say that three minutes change your life in Nashville, and you spend your whole life trying to find that 3 minutes, and for us, man, that 3 minutes was. It was a life changer. It continues to be so. I mean, all the radio stations still play that song.
Mhm.
It's kind of a timeless piece of music, and the young people, they know it, the old people know it, so it's one of those gifts that every artist wishes that they can at least have one of, so we've been very blessed to have that one.
Yeah, at the time, Tina was like, she was kind of A&R at the label. And
Mhm.
it's my understanding that she also got all the pitches for Jason Aldean at the time. And I don't know if Jason ever heard the song or not, but it was in his pile to listen to.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of interesting, thank goodness we got it though.
That would
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
see Jason singing that song.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
an understatement for sure.
With a
So,
little 90s hair metal version behind it.
I love it. I love it. So, multiple ACMs, CMAs, CMT awards. I mean, you guys have racked them in over the years. Tell me a little bit about that process. How did that feel? Was that like a surreal moment and you're like, "Oh man, this is crazy to me."
Yeah, I mean, Kiefer and I both grew up very small town. Our parents didn't have a whole lot. We
Mhm.
just, we moved to Nashville on a dream, and it seems like all of them kind of came true before we knew it. I mean, really was like a really strange feeling. When we won the ACM the first time, Kiefer went into this kind of dark depression, to be honest.
Mhm.
I'm a depressed person.
I guess it was kind of like, they say gold medalists, they train for years, and then
Right.
they reach that goal, and then it's like, well, what
What now?
next? What do
Yep.
you do now?
Well, we were told by our label, we were a small label, and they said, hey, we don't have the votes, we don't have the stroke, we don't have the leverage to win awards. So if you just know that when you sign this record deal, you're never going to win anything at the big award shows.
Wow.
And then "Kiss Me or Not" exploded, and then we won that the first time, and then the second year we won it again, and the CMA as well. And we had a couple. I got a phone call from my manager said, "Hey, are you sitting down?" And I was at Losers. I think Chris Young was there and a bunch of other people. And
Losers in Nashville.
Losers is
Oh
in
yeah.
Nashville, which
Yep.
it's the name. The name is very accurately depicted. And I was one of the losers that night. And I said, "No, I'm not sitting down." He goes, "Well, sit down." So I sat down. He goes, "Hey, I just want to tell you that you've been nominated for 2 Grammys." And I was just like, "Nah, I lost my
Whoa.
stuff, dude." Everyone thought I was insane. I was down there by myself, and man, it was just, it's when you work so hard for a dream that you really in the back of your head, you never really think your defense mechanisms is, I'm never going to make that. I'm never going to do anything like that because that kind of stuff doesn't happen to people like me,
Right.
you know. And so that's the defense thing that you set up. So if you fail, you knew that was going to happen anyway. And that's where I was. I can't speak for Shauna, but that's where I was. And man, when all that stuff happened, dude, I was just like, we were playing 200 plus shows a year. We were constantly on the road. The first year we did 270 shows.
Ooh.
We were home like 6 days, and we did that for 2 or 3 years, and then we started kind of backing it off because it was killing us. But when, like Shauna said, when we did win that first one, I went to a super dark place. I mean, as soon as they gave me the trophy and I went backstage, this crumbling dark cloud just smacked me, and I think I was appreciative of everything, and I was happy. I was in awe, and I was just kind of numb about the whole process. And I think it's because it's just, I'm really bad with reaching goals. I'm really good at setting them. I'm
Mhm.
really bad at reaching them. And so
Guilty.
that was a really hard time for me, man. And everyone's like, "What's going on with you?" I'm sitting over in the bar, everybody's partying in our honor and stuff, and I'm just over there just like, sipping on a whiskey, just kind of depressed, smoking a cigar, and but I learned how to love it later. And it's been, man, when you look back on your life or our life over the last few years, it's just it's unbelievable when you hear someone introduce you and mention all those accolades and stuff, and it just seemed like it was
A lifetime
it
ago.
it seemed like it happened it seemed like it happened in a day, and now we're on the backside of that, with new music and a new life and a new outlook on life and our music life and everything. And we're happier now than we've been probably when all that stuff was going on.
Man, that is awesome. Well, speaking of new stuff, you've got You Were There, right? Your new track that just dropped maybe a week or so ago.
Yeah,
And of course, we're already on it. We're playing it. I texted you a picture of it earlier and was like,
I
"Hey, dude,
saw,
did you
dude.
see this?" Yeah.
I, I was in
So
that closing, and that picture came up. I was like, "Hell yeah, man!" Eh,
yeah, so it's a great tune. We're getting great responses for it here at the radio station.
awesome.
As far as you guys are independent now, right? So you're not with a major label anymore. You're doing this on your
No,
own. And
yeah.
tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about this new single.
Well, you were there. It was a song written by Ryan Tyndall, Josh Osborne, and JT Harding.
Mm,
And we just had a podcast with JT and Josh yesterday talking about it because they were so freaking excited about our version. The demo was brilliant. Ryan did the demo, and it was just a brilliant demo. That's what really sold the song to us. And it came through. It was pitched to us, I think, 2 record deals ago, or 2 projects ago. I'm
mhm,
not sure what happened or how we overlooked it, but it wasn't meant to be then. And when we were still at a label, we found Shauna found the song again, and was like, "Hey," she brought it to the forefront. And it's like, "Hey, this is an amazing song. This is a big one," and everybody kind of raised their hand. So we cut it, and Mickey Jack Combs and Derek George and us produced the record. And man, I don't think it could have come out any better. I'm so proud of this piece. And we were at a time where it wasn't working at the label, and so we left the label, and we bought back the masters
mhm,
because we believed in the music that we made. So we bought the masters back, and I think we're in a world right now where there's a lot of radio stations that have the ability to play independent artists. And, maybe I'm fooling myself, but I just believe that if you have a great artist and a great song and you have a great radio person, they can still make a record go. And
Exactly.
it might, maybe it won't be number one on radio, but it could stream millions. It could reach a lot of people. It could put fans in the seats. It could kind of change your trajectory. And I think for me and Shauna, where we're at in our life, as old as we are, our age, we have a 9-year-old son. We just moved from Nashville after 30 years. And, you know, it's just one of those things where um, we don't want to have to answer to somebody anymore.
Right.
We don't want to put out any music whatsoever that I'm going to be 90 and look back and be embarrassed about. I
Right.
want to be able to go, hey, this is my legacy. And hopefully in 50 years or 100 years, you know, some of these songs will still be around. Like, you know, songs that I listen to, you know, that, you know, people are long since gone. I listen to them every day. And so
Mhm.
you hope for a few pieces like that. And I think if we're not going to be proud of the music that we put out, we shouldn't put anything out. And this song we couldn't be more proud of.
Also, we just want to live and die by our own sword. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like,
Exactly.
if it works, great. If it doesn't, you know, it's our fault. It's
Well,
Well, and
nobody else's.
it's no, it's no one's fault really. But you know, if you're at a label and it's nothing's happening, you know, it's not a good place to be. And you know, labels are great when everything's hitting and all the
Mhm.
pickles are sticking on the glass. But when they stop, when them pickles start sliding and they pull out, it's devastating, man.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
it was a really bad place for me and Shauna, like the darkest place we've ever been.
Yep.
And we could our hearts couldn't handle the pain no more. And so, like Shauna said, I mean, we're gonna live and die by our own sword. And you know, it's us, it's you, and it's
And
our
the
fans.
fans, yeah.
And our fans, you know, hopefully they'll reciprocate how much we love them and how much we appreciate them over the years. We've done stuff for radio for over a decade, and you know, we have some really great friends that are helping out and playing the song and bringing awareness to the song. And you know, it's really a relationship between people who can play, who aren't told what to play. It's a relationship between them, our fans who listen to us, follow our music online. And honestly, man, it's been kind of weird because we haven't serviced those fans in several years. And it wasn't, and everyone's like, where you guys been? Well, we've kind of been in purgatory because you can't put a music out. You can't, you know,
Right.
we had to do it for
Your
four
hands are
years.
tied. Yeah, your
Yeah,
hands are tied.
we hadn't put a record out in 4 years. That was done 2 years ago. So we're changing that, and we're going to be putting music out on the regular with support visuals and stuff on social media and everything else, our merchandise, everything that was not getting done or we didn't like that was getting done. We're taking all that on our own. We've hired a small team that's very passionate about us and what we're doing,
Mhm.
and we're going at it, man. And I'm telling you, it's the most liberating feeling ever. It's nerve-wracking. It's a lot of damn work,
Yeah.
but
Your listeners are getting a lesson in music business right now.
Well, they are, and what's funny
well, they
is you
need to
guys
understand.
yeah, you guys say that, and here's the thing. I was told because I spent my whole life working in terrestrial radio. This is a digital station. This is all digital station, but we've got over 600,000 nationwide listeners. And the way that I did that was I took what I knew in terrestrial radio and I said, you know what? I'm going to create this in a digital platform. When I did, I went to the labels, I went to everybody I knew. They're like, it's not going to work. Never going to work. Never going to work. Well, you know what? I've been interviewing you guys, Cody Johnson, Riley Green. I mean, tell me it's not working. 600,000 nationwide listeners where, you know, we got our own venue at CMA Fest next week. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it does work, but you're right, man. It's a lot of damn work. It's a lot of work. And so I
Yeah,
feel for you guys and I can actually feel what you're feeling because it's you know, I'm an independent even though we're backed by iHeart. I'm an independent, although
yeah,
that's a good thing though because now I'm not told by somebody in California or somebody in New York, hey, this is country music, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I can go through and say, you know what, maybe that one we just won't play, or maybe that one we will play, right? That's an independent artist that's not getting the you know, getting the top 20 markets to play them, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like as a creative, I think we're tired of having people who aren't creative tell us how to be creative. You
Exactly.
know, and you sign an artist because they're creative. You sign an
Mhm.
artist because she's tapping my leg because evidently I'm doing
You're
something.
gonna drop that. It's
I'm not
gonna
going to drop it. I tell you what, don't you
make
don't you
I
worry
thought
about it.
I thought you
You're
were in
just-
trouble, Kiefer. I was
You're
like, uh-oh.
distracting me from talking.
That's distracting me.
I'm calling. You're not talking right now. This is what we do when you're a married couple. Do you just fight all the time?
I love
And see, I have no idea what the hell I was talking about. But it's just that, and you have people, and a lot of times, a lot of these people that tell you what country music is don't even like the genre.
it. Exactly.
And and I know this firsthand. They don't like the
Mhm.
genre. They're forced in there out of rock and roll because when rock and roll died or whatever, and the radio stopped playing that,
Mhm.
they went over to country radio. And I love country music, man. I love everything about this. And what's really sad to me is how country music as a genre and in a business format and a genre is turning its back on the genre and the format.
The roots,
Mhm.
yeah.
And listen, I don't have any problem with Post Malone or Beyonce or whatever else, but when they're the two big ones that win all the country awards, we have a
Mm-mm.
problem.
A big one.
It's
A big
I mean, I'm
problem.
just to be honest with you, it's bullshit.
I agree.
And
100%.
and I think Post is doing what Darius did.
Yep.
Darius came in, he embraced the community. He genuinely loves country music, right?
Mhm.
Made a great record. Everyone in town wanted to get on it with him because he's Post freaking Malone. So if he
Right.
calls me, guess what? I'm probably going to do it too. Well, I'm not probably going to damn well do it
Right.
because I respect him
Right.
and I'm a big fan of him, and I think he's doing some good stuff.
Me too.
But when you have someone like Beyonce, in my opinion, that doesn't give two craps about country music, never
Mm-mm.
has, and the whole goal was just to have another award. I mean, it's like we have a problem. I mean, we have so many artists that have dedicated their life to country music that are getting shunned over a massive pop act
Exactly.
that is going to be gone tomorrow. And what is that saying to the people who live and die by the country music sword? It's just
It's a
it's
kick in the
not sending
teeth.
the right it's not sending the right message. And I'm really heartbroken about that, man. Really, I mean, I saw that and I was just like, man, I mean, they don't have country artists on MTV Awards, or they don't have country artists
Mm-mm.
crossing over and winning big hits over there. It's like we don't think we're cool enough.
Yeah.
We have to have this influx of rock and roll or pop or whatever else. And I think differently. I think we are cool enough. I think we are so cool that everybody wants to come over here because they think it's easy to get an
That's right.
award or whatever else or a hit. They all do it. A lot of them do it. If the reasoning behind them doing it is pure, I really don't have a problem with it. But when it's just a facade, and I mean, you've seen all the posts of how much
Yep.
money they've spent, at radio and all
Mhm.
this stuff just to get it done. That's a problem, man, and it's sickening, And I hope that we do make that change. I like the fact that we're having some country music back on the radio.
Oh, I
We hear
agree
we hear
100%.
steel guitar again and
Mhm.
some actual guitar picking and less loops and all that stuff. And I love that, man. I love all music. I love pop country, traditional country. I like it all. If it's good, I like it. But
Well,
it's something I hope changes.
I think what's happened here, and I've said this over and over and over again, is there are genres of music and then there's country music. Okay. Because country music is not just a genre, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
It is an embodiment, right? And if they
right.
don't truly embody what country music is, then it's not true country, in my opinion. Does that make sense? Like if you look
Mhm.
at Darius, you look at Post, they embody what country music is. They love country music. They did the whole thing. They spent time in Nashville. They do everything that they need to do to embody that. When you got somebody that throws a cowboy hat on their head and a little thing over top of her crotch, and I don't know how else to put it, but that's true, right? And says she's country, that's not country to me, right? So that's just my
Yeah.
personal opinion on it.
And I don't think any country fans voted for that. I
No,
don't
they
think
didn't.
any of them did. None
No,
of
they
them.
didn't. No.
But she's got a big following on the other side of it, and her music, her career, and her music and everything is struggling. Her touring is struggling, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
I just think people they see through the BS, man, and like you said, posted it the right way, and I think that it's genuine what he's trying to do, and he wants to do it, and so go do it, man. I mean,
Right.
I welcome him in this community wholeheartedly,
Absolutely.
But man, look at these other huge artists that were in those categories, though, that man have been
Oh, Oh, I know.
sacrificing their soul to get it done, and then you get kicked out by that. And it's just it's got to be gut wrenching, I'm sure. I know exactly how
that's
that
kicking
feels.
the teeth.
We know how that feels firsthand, at the Grammys,
Right.
to get beat out by somebody who's not even in your genre, so
Yep.
it's a weird thing, but I'm not bitter.
Not better. Not better. I love it. I
Give me a
freaking love it,
drink.
man. You know what? I need one too, man. Let's have a whiskey next week. That's what we need to do.
That
So,
sounds good to me. There'll be plenty on my bus.
are you guys going to be there next week?
Yeah, you'll have to come by and hang out with us.
Yeah,
That would be
we got a lot
awesome.
of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, Shauna's got her solo project that's genius. For your listeners, ShaunaThompson.com. I'll always push this because it's the best damn. And when she did Americana Fest, they were like, this blows away Beyonce's record, and it does. I mean, it can't even hold a candle to this record. But ShaunaThompson.com, go get your vinyl and CD. It's freaking.
It's honky tonk music.
It's country music,
Love
man.
it.
And so she's doing a show at our friend Craig Campbell's coffee shop over in Eagleville on the 5th.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have a Thompson Square show at the Chevy Vibe stage on Sunday. I'm doing a comedy show at Zany's, I think on Friday and Monday, or Saturday and Monday. Which we'll be posting about that on our social media.
And then if people are staying over till the following week, Tuesday, I'm playing the Honky Tonk Tuesdays at Eastside Bowl. So
Yeah, that's going to be a big
Oh,
show.
wow.
yeah, we have a busy week.
It's a lot.
So
I
and
would-
we're excited about it.
I would love to come to that, but I actually have to be back here for a moat on Saturday night, which I'm not happy about.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we are going to be hanging out in Nashville, so we'll have to connect, and you can come over and hang
Yeah,
out with us.
we're going to put our bus
that'd be
over at
awesome.
Music. We're going to have our bus over at Music City Grill the whole week and just hanging out there and
Sweet.
and go two-stepping every night. So come over and
Cool.
Sean will teach you how to two-step if you don't know how to do it. Or I'll do it.
I don't know how to two-step. So yeah, you're on that one because I don't know how to two-step. So we'll do that.
I mean, I can
love
teach you
that.
if you're not weird about that,
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. But no, seriously, guys, that's awesome. Thank you so much for the invite. I'm definitely going to take you up on that, Kiefer. I'll be texting you and we'll connect for sure. I'd love that.
All right.
So,
all right.
what's the best way for people to catch up with you guys? I assume on your social media, right?
Yeah, ThompsonSquare.com. We just rebuilt the site. So it's got all the stuff on all the links to the social media. But Thompson Square's our handles on all the social media stuff, YouTube, TikTok, all that. All Shauna's stuff is ShaunaThompson.com.
And we have this really cool promotion too. If you go to our actually the link is on all of our socials, but we've got this thing where you can get your face on our tour bus. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
The fans are able to like be on the bus literally with us.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
They
Yeah.
get that's one of the many things. We're also putting unreleased music into an EP form on the site that's just exclusively for the people who sign up for the promotion.
And a guitar,
and-
an awesome guitar.
And I designed a guitar with my friend Casey Marvin at Veritas Guitars. It's valued at about $4,500, and I'm going to give it away at the end of the promotion to one of the people who signed up for the promotion. And there's discounts on merch and all that stuff, meet and greets at all the shows and all that stuff. So it's a lot of stuff for that. But yeah, it's super easy. You go to ThompsonSquare.com, click on get on the bus, and just follow the prompts. And literally, man, you take your phone, take a picture of yourself, upload it, and you're in. It's really cool. The faces look really neat on the bus.
That is cool, man. That is super, super cool. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. I really, really, really do appreciate your time today. Is there
Welcome.
anything about Thompson Square that we've not covered that you would like for your listeners to know?
I'm going swimming in like 30 seconds. I'm gonna
oh
be
my
out.
God, would you stop?
I'm gonna be out there in
There
30
you go.
seconds. No pants. I have no pants on right now. That's one thing we might
Good
not
thing
realize.
Good thing you didn't stand up because literally that was in my show prep this week. Some guy stood up in a Zoom meeting and he didn't have pants on.
That's fantastic. No, I just I want to personally thank you for playing the record and thank our fans for listening to it. And if you guys like it, if you guys like this, if your listeners love the song, share it with somebody and tell somebody about it. And because this is how we make it work, is between us and you guys. So I can't thank you guys enough, and hopefully we'll see you out on the road this year.
Oh yeah, sounds great, man. And you guys got to stop by the studio here, man. We'll do some pictures and do an in-person interview. How's that?
Yeah, sounds good, man.
That'd be awesome.